See to it that she doesn't dirty the new blankets. And let her wear your green pajamas.
Who? Who? Don't you ever keep your ears open?
Rosalie Wells is coming over to spend the night with you.
You mean she's staying here?
You heard me.
What for?
Do I know all the crazy things that are happening around here? Your grandmother phoned all the way to New York, Mrs. Wells. $5.85 thrown out. She asked if Rosalie could stay here tomorrow.
Oh. Couldn't Evelyn Munn come instead?
Sure, we'll have the whole town over to entertain you.
I won't let Rosalie Wells wear my new pajamas.
Don't tell me what you won't do. You'll act like a lady for once in your life. Come on in, Rosalie. Just through here. Make yourself at home. Have you had your dinner yet?
Good evening, yes,
Take off your pretty coat. Have you had your bath yet?
yes, ma'am, this morning.
Well, you better have yourself another one.
So it's you. Well, who likes to hear funny noises at night? You could have been a werewolf or something.
And what would a werewolf do with you?
Just what he would do with anybody else. Isn't it funny about school?
What's funny about it?
Don't act like you can come home every night.
Maybe I can from now on. Maybe I'm never going back.
Am I going back? I don't want to go home.
What do you give to know?
Nothing, I'll just ask my mother.
Will you give me a free TL if I tell you?
All right. Lois Fisher told Helen that you were very smart.
That's an old one. I won't take it.
You gotta take it.
Nope.
You don't know anyway.
I know what I heard. I know my grandmother phoned your mother in New York. $5.85 to come and get you right away. You're just spending the night here. I wish Evelyn would come instead of you.
But what's happened? Evelyn, Peggy, Helen, Lois all went home tonight too. You think somebody's got secret measles or something?
No.
Do you know what it is? How'd you find out? You're always pretending you know everything. You're just faking. Never mind, don't bother telling me. I think curiosity is very unladylike anyhow. I have no concern with your silly secrets. None at all. What'd you say?
I didn't say a thing.
Oh,
But now, suppose I told you that I may have said that you were in on it.
and on what?
The secret. Suppose I told you that I may have said that you were the one who told me about it.
Why, Mary Tilford, did you tell your grandmother such a thing?
Maybe.
Well, I'm going right up and tell I didn't tell you anything, whatever it is. You're always trying to get me in trouble, and I'm not going to let you.
Wait a minute. I'll come with you.
What for?
I want to tell her about Helen Burton's bracelet.
What about it?
Just that you stole it.
Shut up, I didn't do any such thing.
Yes, you did.
You made it up, you're always making things up.
You can't call me a liar, Rosalie Wells. That's a kind of dare, and I won't take a dare. I guess I'll tell her anyway, and she'll call the police, and they'll come for you, and you'll get tried in court.
And they'll lock you up in one of those prisons, and you'll get older and older, and when you're good and old,
They'll let you out. But your mother and father will be dead by then, and you'll have nowhere to stay, and you'll have to beg on the street.
I didn't steal anything, I borrowed the bracelet, and I was going to put it back as soon as I wore it to the movies.
Nobody will believe that, least of all the police. You're just a common, ordinary thief. Quit that bawling. You'll have the whole house down here in a minute.
You won't tell, say you won't tell.
Am I a liar?
No.
Then say, I apologize on my hands and knees.
I apologize on my hands and knees. Let's go play with the puzzle.
Wait a minute. Now say, I, Rosalie Wells, am the vassal of Mary Tilford, and will do whatever she tells me in the solemn oath of a knight.
I won't say that. That's the worst oath there is. Mary, please don't.
Will you swear it?
But then you could tell me to do anything.
Say it quick or I'll go tell my grandma.
From now on, I, Rosalie Wells, am a vassal of Mary Tilford, and I will do and say whatever she tells me under a solemn oath of a knight.
Don't forget that. Good evening, Rosalie. You're looking very well.
Good evening, Mrs. Tilford.
She's getting fatter every day. Then it's very becoming. That must be Joseph. Mary, take Rosalie up into the library. There's some fruit and milk set out on the counter. Be sure you're both fast asleep by 10:30. Go on, Rosalie. Grandma. Yes? Grandma, Cousin Joel say I've got to go back. He'll say that I really wasn't...
Hello, Amelia.
Hello, Joseph. How are you?
Mary. Home.
Whiskey?
Please. Headaches again?
No,
What's the matter with your hands?
nothing. How have you been, Joseph?
Fine.
I haven't seen you the past few weeks. Agatha misses you for Sunday dinners.
I've been busy. We're getting the results from the mating season right about now.
Did I take you away from a patient?
No, I was at the hospital. I told you that.
How is the hospital? How's it getting on?
Just the same. Not enough money, badly equipped, everybody growling at everybody else. Amelia, you didn't call me here to talk about the hospital. What's the matter with you?
I have something to tell you.
Well, that was it, yes.
It's a very hard thing for me to say, Joseph.
Hard for you to say to me. Don't worry about Mary. I guess she came home and told you all about her fate. It was caused by nothing but bad temper and was clumsy managed at that. Amelia, she's a terribly spoiled.
I heard about the faint. That's not what's worrying me.
You're in trouble, Amelia?
Yes. We are all in trouble. Bad trouble.
We. You mean me. Nothing's the matter with me.
When did you last see Karen?
Today, this afternoon.
Oh, so not since 7 o'clock.
What's happened since 7 o'clock?
Joseph, you've been engaged to Karen for a long time. Have your plans become any more definite than they were a year ago?
You can buy the wedding present. And we were getting married in this room, the way you and I planned long before we knew the girl.
Why has she suddenly decided to make it definite?
It's always been definite. You know very well that since up to last year, I've been paying back the money I borrowed from medical school, and you know all that. Now, I'm all right, and the school's pretty well on its feet. There's even enough money to support Mrs. Mortar and some other places, and
I already heard they were putting Mrs. Mortar out.
putting her out. It's about time. But the promise of a good niece supporting you for the rest of your life is a mighty fine way of being put out.
You don't you find it odd that they want so much as to get rid of that silly old woman? She's harmless enough.
You don't know what you're talking about, Amelia. Lily Mortar isn't a harmless woman, although God knows she's silly enough. She's a nasty, tiresome, spoiled old bitch, and if you're feeling sorry for her, you're wasting your time. It's not like you to waste your time, or mine. What did you call me here for?
You must not marry Karen.
Why must I not marry Karen? What do you mean, why must I not marry Karen?
Because there's something wrong with Karen. Something horrible.
And there is something very wrong with you for thinking you could talk to me this way.
I know what I am talking about.
Mrs. Tilford, Agatha, is she in?
Who is that?
Yes, ma'am. Come on in.
I won't have her here.
What are you talking about?
I won't have her here.
Then you don't want me here either. Darling, what is all this? What?
What happened, Joe? Is it a joke, Joe?
We've come to find out what you are doing.
What is it?
I don't know. I don't know. What did she do it for?
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
You shouldn't have come here.
What is all this? What's happened?
I tried to reach you. I tried and tried. Hasn't she told you?
I haven't heard anything but wild talk. What is it? Darling, What's the matter, Martha?
An insane asylum has been let loose. How do we know what's happened?
What was it?
See if you can make any sense out of it. At dinner time, Mrs. Munn's chauffeur arrived and said that Evelyn must be sent home right away. At 7:30, Mrs. Burton came to tell us that she wanted Helen's things to be packed immediately and that she'd wait outside because she didn't want to enter a place like ours. 5 minutes later, the Wells' butler came for Rosalie.
Why? Why?
It was a madhouse. People rushing in and out, the children being pushed into cars, Karen and I begging for people to tell us, nobody answering.
Mrs. Rogers finally told us
What?
that Martha and I have been lovers. Mrs. Tilford told them.
Did you tell them that? Did you say that?
Yes.
Are you sick? Are you a sick woman?
You know I am not sick.
Then what did you do it for?
Because it's true.
You think it's true then?
You crazy, crazy, crazy old woman!
You did say it. You knew what you were saying.
Yes. I knew what I was saying. I don't think you should have come here.
Damn vicious!
I shall not call you names, and I will not allow you to call me names. You shouldn't have come here. I don't trust myself to talk about it with you now or ever.
What's she talking about, Joe? What's she mean? What's she trying to do to us? What's she do it for?
We're being pushed around by a crazy woman. That's an awful thing. And we're standing here. We're standing here taking it. Didn't you know we'd come? Were we supposed to just lie down and smile while you took a gun and looked around for people to kill?
This can't do any of us any good, Miss Doby.
This can't do any of us any good? Listen! Listen! You aren't playing with paper dolls here. We're human beings, see? We're people. These are our lives you're playing with. Our lives. That's serious business for us. Can you understand that?
I can understand that, and I can understand a lot more. You're the ones that have been playing with the lives of children, and that's why I stopped you. I can understand how serious this must be for you. How serious this is for all of us.
I don't think you do know. I don't think so.
I wanted to avoid this meeting because it can't do any of us any good. You came here to find out if I've made the charge. You found out. Let's end it here. I don't want you in this house. I'm sorry this had to be done to you, Joseph.
Don't talk to me that way, please, Amelia.
Very well. There's nothing I need to do. Nothing I can do. There's nothing anyone can do.
You've done a terrible thing.
I've done what I had to do. What they are may be their own business. It becomes a great deal more than that when children are concerned. Children!
It's not the truth, not a word of it. Can't you understand that?
I wanted to avoid this meeting because it can't do any of us any good. There will not be any punishment for you, but there mustn't be any punishment for me either. And that's what this meeting is. This thing is your own. Go away with it. I don't understand it, and I don't want any part of it. Take it out of here.
So you think we should just go away?
I think that's what's best for you.
There must be something we can do to you. And whatever it is, we must find it.
That would be very unwise.
Do you know what's wise? You are an irresponsible old woman. That's all.
It makes me dirty and sick to stand here and defend myself. And against what? Against a lie. A great, awful lie.
I'm sorry that I can't believe that.
There isn't a single word of truth in anything you've said. Damn you.
They worked 8 long years to save that money, to start that school. They did without everything young people ought to have. You wouldn't know anything about that. That school meant things to them. Bread and butter, honest work, self-respect. Do you know what it is to work so hard for anything? Well, now it's gone. What the hell did you do it for?
It had to be done.
Righteousness is a great thing.
I know how you must feel about me.
You don't know anything about how I feel.
I've loved you as I've loved my own sons. I wouldn't have spared them. I couldn't spare you.
I believe you.
What is there to do to you? What can we do to you? There must be something. Something that'll make you feel the way we do tonight. You say you don't want any part of this, but you'll get a part. More than you bargained for. Are you willing to stand by everything you've said tonight?
Yes,
All right, that's fine. But don't get the idea that we'll let you whisper this lie. You made it, you'll come out with it. Shriek it to your town of Lancet. We'll make you shriek it. And we'll make you do it in a courtroom. Tomorrow, Mrs. Tilford, you'll have a libel suit on your hands.
Miss Dobie, don't do that.
It's your turn to be frightened.
You are the ones I am thinking of. I am frightened for you. It was wrong of you to brazen it out here tonight, and it would be criminally foolish for you to brazen it out in public. That can bring you nothing but pain. I am an old woman, Miss Dobie, and I have seen too many people act in pride and anger. In the end, they punish themselves.
We'll take our own way.
So you took a child's word for it.
Yes, that's what she did.
That is really where you got it. I can't believe it couldn't be. Why, she's a child.
She's not a child.
Oh my God, it all fits so well now. That girl has hated us for a long time. We never knew why, and we never could find out. There didn't seem to be any reason.
There was no reason. She hates everybody and everything.
Your Mary's a strange girl. A dark girl. There's something very awful the matter with her.
I was waiting for you to say that, Miss Wright.
I'm telling you the truth. We should have told it to you long ago. It's no use.
Where is she?
You can't see her.
Where is she?
I won't have that, Joseph.
I am going to talk to her.
I won't have her go through with that again. You came in here demanding an explanation. It was I who should have asked them from you. I've told you that it didn't mean you any harm. I still don't. You claim that it isn't true. It may be natural for you to say that, but I know that it is true. No matter what you say, you know I wouldn't have acted until I was sure. All I wanted was to get those children away. That has been done. There will be nothing else, and there will be no more talk about it or about you. I'll see to that. You've been in my house long enough. Get out.
Let's go.
I want to talk to her. I am going to talk to her. I've been your friend. You owe me something. Where is she? Mary! Come here.
Sit down, dear, and don't be afraid.
Everybody lies. Sometimes they have to, sometimes they don't. I've lied myself for a lot of different reasons. But there wasn't a time that if I was given a second chance, I would take back the lie and told the truth. You're lucky if you get this chance. I'm telling you this because I'm going to ask you a question. But before you answer, I want you to know that if you've lied, if you've made a mistake, now is the time to say so. You won't be punished for it. Do you understand all that?
Yes, Cousin Joe?
All right. Were you telling your grandmother the truth this afternoon? The exact truth of what you saw with Miss Wright and Miss Dobie?
Oh, yes.
All right. That was your chance. You've passed it. Now, let's find out some answers.
She's told you, Joseph. That will be all.
No.
right?
Mary, will you answer some more questions?
Yes, Cousin Joe?
Stop that sick, sweet tone of voice.
Why don't you like Miss Wright and Miss Dobie?
I do like them. They just don't like me. They never have liked me.
Why do you think that?
They're always picking on me. Everything I do, I get punished for. No matter what happens, it's always me.
How do you know?
Because they, Grandma,
All right. Did you get punished today?
Yes, and it was just because Peggy and Evelyn heard them, and so they took it out on me.
That's a lie.
Heard what?
Mrs. Mortar told Miss Dobie that there was something funny about her. She said that she had a funny feeling about Miss Wright and that it was unnatural. That's why we got punished today, just because...
That was not the reason they got punished.
My aunt is a stupid woman. What she said was unpleasant, but it was said to annoy me. It meant nothing more than that.
And Cousin Joe, She said that every time you came to the school, Miss Dobie got jealous and that she didn't want you to get married.
She said that too. This child is taking little things, little family things, and making them have meaning that... Where did you hear so much in so little time?
Mary, what do you think Mrs. Morton meant by all that talk?
I don't know, but it was always kind of funny, and she always said things like that. And the girls would always talk when Miss Dobie went and visited Miss Wright late at night, and
And we work at night, and sometimes we read at night, and sometimes we go to the movies at night, and sometimes we drink tea at night. We are guilty of all those things, Mrs. Tilford.
and there are always funny sounds, and we couldn't help it but stay awake and listen, but then I get scared because the sounds were like...
Be still.
No, you don't want her still now. The sounds were like what? Leave the child alone. It doesn't need a name.
Go on.
I don't know. There were just sounds.
Yes, but what did you hear? Why did they frighten you so?
I don't know.
She doesn't know.
But I saw things too. One night there was so much noise I thought somebody was sick or something. And so I looked through the keyhole and I saw them kissing and saying things. And I got scared because it was different, sort of. And
That child is sick.
Ask her again how she can see us.
How could you see Miss Wright and Miss Dobie?
I
Tell him what you whispered to me.
It was at night and I was leaning down by the keyhole and
There's no keyhole on my door.
What?
There is no keyhole on my door.
it wasn't her room, Grandma. It was the other room. I saw them through the keyhole in Miss Dobie's room.
How do you know somebody was in Mrs. Dobie's room?
I told you, because we heard them. Everybody could hear them.
I share a room with my aunt. It is on the first floor. At the back of the house. Mary's room is at the front of the house, on the other side. It is impossible to hear anything from there. Tell her to come and see for herself.
What is this, Mary? Why did you say you could see through a keyhole? Can you hear from your room?
Everybody's yelling at me. I don't know what I'm saying with everybody mixing me up. I did see it. I did see it.
What did you see? Where did you see it? I want the truth, Mary. The truth. Whatever it is.
We're finished here. You can go home. This is an ugly house.
Stop that crying, Mary. Stand up. I want the truth.
Oh, all right.
What is the truth?
It was Rosalie who saw them. I just said it was me so I wouldn't have to tell on Rosalie.
Oh my God.
It was Rosalie. She told us all about it. She said that she read about it in a book and she knew everything. And you ask Rosalie. You just ask Rosalie. She'll tell you. We used to talk about it all the time. That's the truth. That's the honest truth. She said that it was once when the door was open and she told us all about it. I was just trying to save Rosalie and everybody jumps on me. Please wait a moment.
Rosalie!
You deserve whatever you get, Amelia.
I don't know. Maybe it is what I do deserve. I'm sorry to keep you up so late, dear. You must be tired. Mary says there's been a lot of talk in school about Miss Wright and Miss Dobie. Is this true, my dear?
I don't know what you mean.
That things have been said among the girls.
What things? I never,
What was the talk about, Rosalie?
Don't be frightened.
I don't know what she means, Miss Wright.
Rosalie, Mary has told her grandmother that certain things at the school have been puzzling you girls. You particularly.
A lot of things puzzle me. I guess I'm not very good at algebra, and Helen helps me sometimes. with
No,
that.
that's not what she meant. She says that you told her that you saw certain acts between Miss Dobie and myself. She says once when the door was open, you saw us kissing each other in a way that women don't kiss one another.
Oh, Miss Wright, I never.
That's true, my dear?
I never said any such thing ever. Mary's always making things up about me and everyone else. Everyone in the school knows that. I never said any such thing ever. Why I never could even thought.
Yes, you did, Rose. Rosalie. You're just trying to get out of it. I remember just when you said it. I remember it because it was the day Helen Burton's bracelet was stolen.
I never did. You're just.
It was the day her bracelet was stolen, and nobody knew who did it. And Helen said that if her mother found out, she'd have the thief locked up in jail right away.
There is nothing to cry about. You must help us by telling the truth. Why, what is the matter, Rosalie?